Hi there. The topic that I've decided to talk to you guys about today is the importance of sports psychology. Now, when it comes to sports, we generally think of it as always a physical thing. You train, you develop your skills, you develop your endurance, we work on all those things, but that's only half the battle. I mean, we have a whole psychological aspect to this. Everything that you do with your brain connects to everything you do physically. So, we take into account the psychological, which gives us the self confidence, the ability to get over our nervousness, and control our emotions so we can actually perform the activities that we have practiced and hopefully mastered. Now, one of the biggest parts that affect us when it comes to psychology in sports is fear. There's a lot of things that may bother us and get in our heads when we're trying to perform, but the biggest one it always ties into is fear. Fear of something. Sometimes they're not even rational fears, but they're fears, right? You're afraid to fail. You're afraid to lose respect of the people around you, your teammates. Meeting expectations. You have expectations on yourself, and there are expectations from teammates and coaches and fans even. Also, loss of status. Maybe you lose your spot on a team. That's your whole status. That's where you were. Now, if you don't perform, you're going to lose that. Those are all fears. Not being good enough. These are all things that affect our performance if we let them. Now, ways that we can cope with this, right? Now, one of them is based on just basic self-confidence, right? Now, we have to try and build self-confidence, though. And one of the things that we do that works really well is visualization, right? Taking time, and this is something you can do as well, right? If you're ever getting ready for a competition or even training, to actually take the time, a few minutes, 5 minutes even, 10 minutes, whatever time you have, to just think about what you're going to be doing, picture it going well, and repeat that in your mind over and over again before you actually go and do it. That's going to help you out a lot. I can tell you a personal story from my own experience. When I played soccer as a kid, right? Playing U16, city championships, we end up in a tie game, goes to penalty shots. I happen to be the shooter that goes up now when it's the deciding shot. Right? If I shoot and score, we win. If I miss, we keep on going, and who knows what happens. So the first time I got asked to do it at city finals, I went up. The only thing I thought about was my technique and what I was going to do with that ball. I went out, I did it, I scored, everything went well. A month later, we had a tournament in the United States. I had the exact same situation came up. I was put in the same shooting position, and it was the same thing. Make that shot, we win. Don't, who knows what's going to happen. I went up, and I remember thinking, picturing in my mind, that goalkeeper saving my shot and me not hitting it exactly where I wanted it to. And when I stepped up and hit it, what I pictured in my head is exactly what happened. And that's all because I didn't visualize things properly. Block out those negative, put in all the positive, right? And I can tell you, I started doing that after that point, always picturing things that way. I have never missed a penalty shot since. And that's just through my own experience. Right? Now, there's other things you can do as well, right? There's also training time, right? Not in training more intensely, but training and putting in more time around whatever activity you're doing, even if it's passive. The more time you spend controlling a ball, handling a ball, being around the game, that's going to make you more comfortable as well, right? The support of others, right? Support of your parents, your friends, your coaches, and your teammates. These are all things that can help you too. There's a big reason why everybody says home field advantage makes a big difference. And all the odds makers and betting, it all goes that way. When you're at home, you're more favored to win. And that's because you have support. And that's a big part of your self-confidence. Also, test yourself, right? When you're in an actual practice situation and you're looking at somebody you don't think you can take on or an activity you don't think you can take on, go after it. Give it a shot. Keep trying that. That's the only way you're going to build that self-confidence, because if you wait till game time, it's going to be too late. Now, another thing that helps us here to handle those fears is our basic emotions, right? Everybody performs better and does better when they're happy and they're enjoying what they're doing. Now, again, an easy one, we've all heard this, the glasses half full type attitude, right? Look at the positives. Look at what is going good, what you can do well, and block out the negative aspects of it. Let passion rule. Enjoy the game, right? Play with passion for that game. Have fun with what you're doing in that moment. Same as enjoy the journey, right? Too many people train, and are miserable through their training, trying to get to that match, to that event, and then get there, what kind of frame of mind are you showing up in if you've had all that negative energy in you, all that anger about, oh, I hate training, and you keep going and pushing yourself that way? You're not going to go into it with a positive attitude when it comes to actually perform. Also, another thing I like to do, break down worst case scenario. What's the worst possible thing that can happen if you don't perform well? If you really break it down honestly, it's never the end of the world. It's just a game. It's not going to ruin your life. So treat it that way. And overall, right, have fun. When you're having fun, you're more relaxed, you're more likely to take chances and to actually try to perform at your highest. You need that relaxation. You got to have fun. Some of the best athletes I've ever seen were always having fun, always had a smile on their face, were always enjoying it, no matter what the situation. It's very important. Now, to summarize, right, we've talked about how you can train your body and work that out. We never talk about training your psyche. You can train your psyche as well. It's just practice. You got to keep doing it before games, before training sessions even. Think about what you're going to do, picture it going well, and really go into it with that positive frame of mind, and then try and go through it. I really want you to just try that. It will help. Now, the next thing is, right, it's just because you didn't visualize things, you didn't prepare yourself psychologically, does that mean as soon as you perform, you're always going to lose? No. People still win even when they weren't prepared, even when they were nervous, things like that. But you're going into it with what I call a sink or swim attitude, right? You're going to go in, the pressure's going to happen, and you're just going to react however it reacts and let the chips fall where they may, right? That's a sink or swim. But you're not in control of that. When you go in, you could go completely the other way and things go horribly. Or it could actually go well and you still do well. But why not put it into your own hands? Prepare for it. Get that psyche trained. Get it ready for when game time happens. And that has been my presentation on the importance of sports psychology.